So now I am going to discuss motion in a straight line. This is the first chapter of kinematics. So in this, motion in a straight line. See here, first we will see here what is motion. So see here, whenever any object changes its position with respect to surrounding and with the passage of time, we say object is in motion. But when the object is not changing its position with respect to surrounding and with the passage of time, we say object is at rest. So any object changing its position with the surrounding and with the passage of time is said to be in motion, and another term which I have told you, that is called the rest. So when the object does not change its position with the surrounding and with the passage of time, we call it the object is at rest. So now see here, actually the branch of physics in which we study about the motion of the body, that is known as mechanics. So now we are going to discuss here actually mechanics. But see here, mechanics can be categorized into three parts. First we can take as a static. Second one we can take as a kinematics, and third we can take as a dynamics. So see here, in mechanics, first part is statics. In static mechanics actually, we study about the body which is at rest, which does not change its position with the time. In kinematics, we study about the body which is in motion, but we do not include the causes of motion here. But in dynamics, we study about the motion of the body, but here we includes the causes of the motion. That means why does body is in motion. So these are the three parts of the mechanics here: statics, kinematics and dynamics. But now here in this chapter, we will be studying only here kinematics. So now we have to come to the part here, the kinematics. It means we will be studying the motion of the body without knowing its causes. So there are some basic terminology before starting kinematics. First we take actually a point object. See here, sometimes we have to assume object as point sized. So basically we see, if the object is traveling the distance much larger than its size, then we can consider object as a point sized object. If car is traveling suppose 200 km, 300 km, we can say car is a point sized object. Similarly, if the train is traveling the larger distance, we can consider train is a point sized object. But in certain cases, car cannot be considered as a point sized object. So that basically depend on what type of the distance or how much distance we are including. So just by seeing the situation, you have to consider the object whether it is a point sized or not. Another one also we consider here another term, that is called origin. Origin means when you are studying the motion of the body, you have to choose time. Suppose if you are starting the motion at this point and this time you are assuming at t equal to 0. So when you are starting your observation, that point can be considered as an origin, and whatever is the distance or the time to this side, right side, that can be set to the positive, and this side it can be set to the negative. So for studying any motion, you have to consider first origin. Now after this point sized object origin, now we have to come here about the different types of the coordinates. Suppose if you want to study the motion of the object in a space, so you have to choose first three coordinates, like here these are the rectangular axes x, y and z. These three are mutual perpendicular axes. You can say these are the three coordinates x, y and z, and position of the particle can be explained with respect to these coordinates. Suppose if any object is in space, we can say it has got x, y and z components. If the object is moving only in x, y plane, it has got x and y component. If the object is moving only along x axis, we can say only x distance is changing, x axis is changing. So now for studying the motion of the body, for describing the position of the body, we have to choose rectangular axes depending on the given conditions, given situations. If the object is in space, we have to take the 3-dimensional. If it is in a plane, you have to take only 2-dimensional, that is the plane you have to discuss. If the object is moving in 1 dimension, then you have to take only 1 axis. So now how to describe position of the object, and that we have discussed here. Now after this discussing the position of the object, we will be coming to the next concept, which are actually we are starting the motion in a straight line. That may be the other part like distance, displacement, speed and velocity. So now we will discuss distance.